Hi, I'm Lara, and this is my channel, Sewn by Lara. I have wanted to make a YouTube channel about my sewing adventures for, probably 10 years now. But I've always held off just because of time and not always having accessibility to internet. I know that sounds kind of weird to say that in this day and age, but with my work and traveling, sometimes it's been difficult to have a solid Wi-Fi and having to use Wi-Fi in cafes and stuff like that, which just isn't the same. So now that that little issue is resolved or more stable, I can work on this little project of mine of creating a channel. So I wanted to say thank you to Andy from Andy Sews because she had just started her channel a few weeks ago, and I made a comment in her comments, and she was like such a great cheerleader. So thank you very much for kind of giving me that little prod to continue. So I have been sewing since I've been about 12, started with home ec, unless you count, sewing on buttons and, threading shoestrings through cards as a child. I've always loved fabric. I think it's something about touch, but also color. I just love color. And you'll see in most of my wardrobe, it looks like a rainbow, as opposed to, a neutral kind of color palette. And I'm trying not to say that with a sneer, but I find neutrals pretty boring on me. With other people, they seem to carry them off, but I just feel kind of fake when I wear neutrals, unfortunately. So I tend to go for color. That said, though, what I am working on this week, it is a bit of a neutral. I think in the camera, this comes up as kind of a tan, but it's more of a peachy apricot kind of color, probably more apricot. It's very close to my skin color, actually, if you look at it. And I'm going to say it's got the weight of a Ponte, but it feels like a peach skin. So one side looks, you can see more fuzzy, and the other side it's I was going to say you can see some of the same knit texture that you would in a jersey. So this I got this at Fabricland, and it was on sale. They were having a good sale around Thanksgiving, I believe it was. And there was a bolt of this, and I took almost all the bolt. And so I've got enough for pants and a tank top. And did I cut something else? Oh, I cut out another little shirt out of it. So yeah, making 3 pieces out of this. And again, this is the Lego tank by Itch to Stitch. One of my favorite tanks that I like to just wear has a base layer, and I also use that pattern to make some of my PT clothes for working out as well, because I find it's a good pattern, loose but not too loose, long enough to cover some things I want covered, and especially when you're bouncing around in a gym. I'm not one of those girls that's going to go be wearing a crop top, right? I just don't have enough confidence. I didn't even when I was in grade 12 and had even better figure than I do now. So out of this, I have this. I've got a, what else do I have? A pair of pants that I am using a Simplicity pattern, a really old one, like 20 years old, maybe a bit more. It's a Kalia Ali pattern from Simplicity. So I think that tells you kind of how old it may be. And it's 1945. And, again, a simple pull-on pant with a fairly wide leg. You can kind of see that's a pretty wide leg. And again, I'm just using it as loungewear. because again, I'm finding at night um, I'm getting chilled, and I'm feeling the chill um, a lot more than I normally would. So I'm wanting to kind of be able to put on some layers of things that are kind of cozy and comfortable. And then the other piece I took out of this fabric was the Love Notions Tidal dress with long sleeves, crew neck, and knee length. And so my hope is that I can wear that out. And again, layer it with a cardigan, a jacket, something like that, boots and tights. And you know, once it starts getting colder, I can you know, wear it warmly, and again, it'll look, you know, really nice and dressy. So that's kind of what I'm working on, or one of the things I'm working on this weekend. Pardon me, that I've got going. Sorry for the squeaky chair. It takes a special kind of lubrication that I don't have to fix it. So the Soho 7 toaster sweater, and I am making it out of this really nice knit fabric, and it's kind of a cranberry red. I know it looks a bit more vibrant in the camera, but in reality it's, you know, a mid-level dark kind of red. It's got a really nice thickness. It's quite soft. I got it at Gala Fabrics in Victoria when I was downtown, probably about 3-4 weeks ago. I had a day off on Friday, and after getting my oil changed in the car, I decided that I would slip down and see what they had in stock. And they had that made up, this particular fabric and color. They had it made up and in a toaster sweater. And I went, that's perfect for my mom. She will love that. And so I have cut out a toaster sweater for my mom. My plan, I hope, is to sew this up today before I hit the road this afternoon, and you know, be able to get a lot of it together, and during the week just put on the finishing touches, and then be able to put it into a box and send it home. Yeah, I've already started wrapping Christmas presents to send to my parents in the next province over, and I want to try to do that early because, again, they're predicting, you know, postal strikes and shortages and stuff like that. So the other thing I got going is I made a number of these last year. They're called the Finlayson Sweater, and I love them. I absolutely love them. So I'm using this fabric. It's a camo knit polyester fleece. It's got the fleece on the inside. The outside is it's very slick. Yeah, this is for my dad. Just to kind of keep him snugly and warm. Because again, he's not as active as he used to be, and you know, when you sit around more, you start to feel the chill. So anyways, just giving him a few things that he can layer on. Sadly, it's not in his favorite color, orange, but the blue will make his eyes just pop, and he'll look so pretty. Handsome, I suppose, is a better word, but his eyes are very pretty, so I'll use that too. So those are the big projects going on, and of course, you know, I'm a bit of a overachiever in thinking I can get more than what I really can done. So I also have on my list, pardon me, using this fabric. As you can see, it's a lovely cotton poplin. It is more of a summer weight. It's a wide width. I believe this is a Stoff fabric. I know my local store, the Cloth Castle, got a whole bunch of this in, and they said that it was from a European designer, and you know, someone had ordered a whole bunch of it and then decided not to take the order, so they got dibs on it, and they had a lot of not only this but some sweater knit stuff that as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, I know that. I've seen that on some of the European YouTube channels, and so I snapped it up, and this is one of the things I snapped up. So I was debating what to make out of this. You know, I thought about doing a dropped waist kind of dress, like a Nova, Style Arc Nova, or a Montana dress. But then I saw, I can't remember who it was. It just popped randomly up in my feed. But I saw someone wearing a winter or fall version of the pattern Fantastique Valley dress. And I've made a Valley dress. I actually need to show pictures of it on my site because I did it at the end of August when my world was just really crazy, because I was moving to my new workspace and stuff, and I was behind on posting stuff. And I really like the dress. I'm not sure it does anything for my figure, quite frankly, but you know, has a floating around the home kind of on a hot day kind of dress. It'll work for me, right? And I won't care about that at home. So, but I'm gonna give it another go in this dark floral. And so I've got the pattern already from my first go around. I've done, you know, the modifications that need to be done, and all I need to do is cut that out. So I'm on duty this week at work, and so it means that I can't come home this weekend, which, you know, weekends can be really long when you're at work, but not working, and just kind of waiting. I like to liken it to the Maytag man. You know, if you remember the old Maytag commercials where the guy's just sitting there kind of waiting for someone to call and say, hey, my Maytag needs repair. So my plan is to cut that out at work. We've got a really great conference room that's got, like, you know, a 2.5 meter long, maybe 3 meter long table, which is perfect, right? And you can lay things out and get them cut out really simply. And, you know, I've got a method in my madness. The rooms that I'm in during the night, they're cold. They're cold. They're essentially an echo trailer. So the insulation just sucks. And even though the temperature is still above zero here in Canada, or at least my part of Canada, it can get really windy, and so I feel that cold at night, which is, you know, why I'm wanting to bring really snuggly clothes, like, you know, my Stanton hoodie, and to wear, you know, sweatpants and thick socks and stuff like that, because I don't have access to being able to turn it up, the heat up. So, and we're not allowed to have, you know, a portable heater or anything like that because, you know, they want to minimize fire risk and stuff like that. So there you go. You know, I'll snuggle up with my hot water bottle, and when I get too cold, I go sit in my car, or I go to my office and you know, just sit and read, because it's warm, and a lot warmer than my room, right? And I keep threatening my boss that, you know, one day he's going to get a call from security. It's like, why is this person sleeping in their office? Are they homeless? And that he needs to have his script ready to say, no, they're not homeless. They're just tired of freezing in the barracks. So anyways, enough of that rant. So that is kind of the projects that I've got on the go. And one more thing I wanted to share. This came in the mail. I'm so excited. So next week is the beginning of Advent. We are decorating our church on Saturday. Sunday is the first Sunday of Advent, and I will be leading the service. And I'll get to open my calendar. I'm going to take this with me and travel with it. So it'll be a real nice little treat. I've been actually working a lot on pieces of self-care. And so this is part of that piece of self-care, and working on being intentionally giving myself moments of joy, but also receiving things, right? Because again, I think we all get to a certain age and we get kind of drone-like, and we maybe forget that our spirit and our hearts need certain things. And so I've been working really intentionally since about May on kind of changing some of that. And it's been good. It's been a deep dive into my life and kind of where I want it to be, and stuff like that. But part of that is also involving sewing, and the role of making and sewing threaded throughout my life, and the importance of it in terms of my well-being, happiness, creativity, as well as joy that I bring to this world. So anyways, I will stop my rambling there. Thank you for watching if you've stayed this long, and I will see you the next time. Have a really lovely day or evening wherever you are around the world, and leave a comment, say hi, tell me where you're from, and we'll see you. Bye now.